Hi everyone, it's Nichol Spohr for Simon Says Stamp, and today we're going to be creating this really fun storyboard slimline style card using components from the Simon Says Stamp March 2022 card kit called Hoppy Days Ahead. I'm taking some of the smoke cardstock included in the kit and trimming it down with my paper trimmer to 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is going to leave us with a really nice little white border all the way around our white slimline card base. I know I mentioned this quite a bit in my videos, but I love that Simon Says Stamp sells card bases for popular size cards like A2 top fold and side fold, slimline, and mini slimline. So we're using one of the slimline card bases for our card today. Something in the card kit that I thought was so fun and it instantly drew me in was this Wildflower Field 6x6 double-sided paper from Paper Rose. I loved all of the little scenes, windows that you have on this 6x6 sheet of paper, and I thought it would be fun to die cut them with some sort of a rectangle die. We're going to use the rounded corner rectangles from Simon Says Stamp, and it's just going to give a little bit of a decorative edge. You could also just trim these out with your paper trimmer if you wanted to. And we're going to place 4 of them on a slimline style card to create that storyboard look and feel. The pattern papers in this kit are absolutely gorgeous, and so I thought it would be really fun to pair the Hoppy Days Ahead bunnies from the stamp set included in the kit with these little mini scenes. I am going to repeat this 4 times. I used the 4 sections of this pattern paper that include more of the window, and these 2 in the center, I'm going to save those for another card. I tried to be really careful with my die cutting. I'm using a little Post-it tape to help hold, or low tack tape of some sort, to hold my paper in place as I'm running it through the die cutting machine. I'm also checking my paper on the back side after I've taped the die in place to make sure that that die is right at the edges of the cardstock. That's going to save those middle 2 little sections of this pattern paper. Now, once we have our 4 rectangles for our storyboard die cut, we are ready to start getting the rest of the pieces for our slimline scene card. And I am going to be stamping images from the Hoppy Days Ahead stamp set included in the kit. There are dies that you can purchase separately as an add-on for this kit, and they really make being able to die cut these little cuties perfectly. What I love about this stamp set is that this can be a Easter stamp set. Absolutely. There's some Easter greetings, but there's also lots and lots of other greetings in this set. So play around with it. Bunnies are a good idea anytime, I think, and these are some absolutely adorable ones. I picked 3 of the bunny images from the stamp set. There are actually 6 different ones in this set, and I'm going to use another one. That's going to be a total of 4 different bunny images for the envelope. So I'll show you that as well. You get 3 envelopes in this March kit, and we're going to use the slimline one to go with this. After I kind of have planned out my little storyboard scene here, I want to take the 2 panels that I'm going to be adding stamped sentiments to and stamp on them. And what better colors of ink than 3 of the brand new Pawsitively saturated inks from the recent Good Luck Charm release here at Simon Says Stamp with Aspen, Sage, and Pine. The green colors here just totally spoke to me. I think they complement the pattern papers in the March kit perfectly. So if you're looking for some really beautiful muted colors of green, I highly recommend this set of Pawsitively saturated inks. I'm stamping the pardon me, Hoppy Days Ahead with Aspen ink. It is going to stamp much darker. You may notice in the finished card photo, it is a little lighter. It will lighten and smooth out a bit as that dries. I stamped that on one of the panels, and then on another one of the panels, we are going to stamp the phrase, "I carrot wait to see you again." I think that is so funny and so cute. I love the little play on words. And I just want to make sure that where I position that in this little panel or window, that my bunny can still sit next to it. I used a little bit of the, I want to say sage ink for that one. Yes, so I used Aspen for Hoppy Days Ahead and sage for I carrot wait to see you again. Next, we're going to take some of the Neenah smooth white cardstock included in the kit. This is actually just a little piece I had left over from some other cards I made with this kit. And I am going to stamp the bunnies and 3 heart images from Hoppy Days Ahead using Hero Arts Intensified Black ink. As soon as I have those stamped, we're going to color them in, and then I will die cut them to coordinate or to easily be able to adhere them to our card today. I always like using a MISTI for stamping so I can make sure and get the best stamped impression. I can kind of adjust and just make sure that they have a nice black outline. I am going to be using E81, 84, and 87 to color in my bunnies. So they're going to be this nice, rich brown color. I thought it would really make the cute little bunny images pop off of the card, which has a lot of neutrals with the gray and the white background of our storyboard panels. But then all of the beautiful florals, this brown color combination or earth tone Copic color combination really just kind of lends itself beautifully for the florals. I started with a base of E81, and then I'm going to go in and add some darker areas with E87 before going ahead and blending out with E84. So E84 will be my mid-tone color. We're going to go back with E81 once we have a lot of this E84 kind of blended out into this section. Now I am going to color the bunny tails for my card today with E81 and E84. I'm going to do a base of E81, do a little dot detail with E84, but this bunny I'm coloring right now, I am actually going to add one of the pom-poms included in this March kit right there on the bunny tail for a super fun effect. I have a little tip when we get to that for getting the pom-pom to stick nice and secure. For the insides of the ears on the bunnies, I'm using R30, but it tends to be a little dark, so I like to go over it with an earth tone color a lot of times to help mute the pink. I used E81 for today's card, and then I'm going in with E87 and adding a little dot detail to the darkest areas of my bunny to give him even more texture. I'll add a little R30 for the cheek because these little whimsical bunnies need a little pink cheek, I think. So I'm just simply going to go in and add E81 to the rest of my bunnies and color these next 2 bunnies exactly the same. So again, a nice base of E81. We're going to go around some of the areas on the bunny with E87 and blend out with E84. Also included in the stamp set for the March kit are florals, some little grassy borders, and then again, all of the cute little bunnies. So I love this stamp set. I can see using this all of the time. There's the R30 for the insides of the ear, muted with E81. And a little dot detail. Let's go ahead and color that 3rd bunny holding the carrot really quickly before we do our hearts. Now, I want to make sure the hearts match the florals and things in the card as much as possible, as well as add a nice pop of color. That's going to go for this carrot as well. So we're going to pick some other colors, more colorful colors, I guess I should say, for those images. Let's get the color for our bunny first. For the carrot, we are using YR 24 and 27 with BG 93 and 96 for the greenery at the top of the carrot. All of the Copic marker colors I'm using today will be listed in the description box here below the video on YouTube for easy reference in case you ever wonder what colors of Copic markers I'm using or other types of markers. I will make sure and add those in the description below. So again, YR 27 and 24 for our carrot, which is not a bright orange color combination. It's going to be a little bit more muted to go with the whole theme and feel of the florals and everything else on this card design. For my hearts, I am going to start with just a two color combination of R12 and R14 for those, but I will tell you, you'll notice after I have them added to my card here in a little bit, I will incorporate a little R56 with it, which is a much deeper color. In fact, it's called Current, and I felt like it helped warm up the hearts a little bit. They're a little too bright, I think, right here. I love our 12 and 14. I think this is a really fun color combination, but I just felt like they needed warmed up just a bit. Now, I am going to take a black glaze pen and add detail to the eyes. And then I'm going to take a white pen and add some dot detail. And I totally smeared one of the eyes on my bunny. I left that in because I wanted to show you that it does happen. I actually waited till it was dry, scraped it off with the tip of a craft knife, and went back in with my black pen to fix it. Okay, I have die cut all of my images off camera. I'm going to lay everything out on my card base, kind of get a good game plan, and let's start putting it all together. I'm going to trim down my card base to 3.5 inches tall. It's already 8.5 inches wide. Now, I did add some of the stenciled clouds using the new Small Clouds 3x3 stencil in the kit. I don't think you really get the full effect of them and see a lot of it. I thought it might be showier than what it ended up being. I always like to keep it real with you. I definitely don't think you need these. I originally thought that I would only use 3 of these panels. So that was my first thought, and I could leave a space where you'd see some of the clouds on the gray cardstock. However, I did not end up doing that. Obviously, I decided to go for the 4 panels for my storyboard scene, so the clouds kind of get lost, but it does add a little bit of that white cloudy border around the edges. So I wanted to make mention of it, and white pigment ink looks awesome on smoke gray cardstock if you want to do maybe a different type of scene card where you're not covering it up with pattern paper. Next, I am going to pop up my bunnies with some foam adhesive. And aren't they so cute against those little window scenes? I just love it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and secure these to our background. I laid them out first because I'm simply eyeballing it to get my spacing correct, hopefully. Let's go ahead and do this next one. I have kind of an adhesive mess. All right. I wanted to also make sure that my 2 storyboard panels that have sentiments are not right next to each other. So I'm kind of doing an every other one. And then the main sentiment, which is the Hoppy Days Ahead, I'm not going to add a bunny to that one, just to kind of help highlight it and make it stand out a bit. Let's get some foam adhesive for our other bunnies. Actually, let's secure, well, we'll do that one here in just a minute. I love these foam adhesive squares from Scrapbook Adhesives. They're my favorite. And here is where we want to make sure he's not covering up the I Carrot Wait to See You Again. And then this is going to be the bunny that we'll add the pom-pom tail to. Just like so. Oh, so cute. Now I'm going to take some of the craft tacky glue included in this month's kit. I'm going to put a little bit on the bunny tail, and then I'm going to place the pom-pom right there on the bunny, and I'm going to take some reverse tweezers and kind of clamp that pom-pom in place until the glue dries. This gives you a super secure bond, and I love, love, love how that cute little pom-pom looks. I'm also going to use the craft tacky glue to secure the hearts that I am not popping up. So the two smaller hearts I'm going to glue directly to my card, and the larger one I will pop up with a small foam adhesive square. So you can kind of see now that the hearts are a little too bright for the card, or just don't complement maybe quite as well as I would have hoped. And so this is where I'm going to grab that darker marker. And again, this is R56, and I'm just going to add a little touch to this around the edges of each heart, and it's going to warm them up. I'm going to go back with R14 and R12, but it warms them up just a little bit. So here's a really good look at that. And I think that really looks a little bit nicer. Now, once we have our hearts done, we can go ahead and secure our final panel to the slimline base, place the whole thing on our white slimline card base, and then we are going to add a little glossy accents to the hearts and also the carrot. I don't think I show the carrot on camera. I added it later. It helps the carrot stand out a little bit from the bunny. I always love a good little layer of glossy accents to finish off the design. So that is going to be it for the card, but because we get 3 envelopes in this month's card kit, and I love a coordinating envelope, I don't know about you guys, we're going to take the Avocado slimline envelope included in the kit, and we're going to take a couple of images from the Hoppy Days Ahead stamp set and stamp them right on the envelope using a tone-on-tone technique. We're going to use the Pawsitively saturated ink in the color Pine. This is another brand new color, part of that trio that we used for the greetings on our card. And we're going to stamp these cute little bunnies right here in the bottom left corner. Then we're going to stamp a couple of hearts coming up from the bunnies, just like so. And a little tuft of grass. And I'm actually going to do this little piece of grass on both sides to give it a nice balanced effect. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love a coordinating envelope. It kind of gives you a hint of what is going to be inside. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Hoppy Days Ahead Storyboard Slimline using components from the March 2022 card kit. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube for your convenience. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.